Mia, can I confess something a little embarrassing? There's a guitar in the corner of my room. It's been there for 2 years, and I have played it maybe 4 times?
4 times in 2 years?
4 times. I bought it because I really truly wanted to learn, and I told myself I'll start practicing properly when things calm down, after this busy month, after the holidays, when life settles. And you know what? Life never settled, so the guitar just sat there in the corner, quietly collecting dust.
Oh, I know that corner. I have a corner like that too. Mine has a journal in it. Beautiful, expensive, completely empty, waiting for the perfect moment to start writing, which somehow never arrived.
Right? And it's not just guitars and journals. It's the gym we'll join next month. The English we'll practice when we're less busy. The old friend we'll call at a better time. We keep waiting for a perfect, calm, ready moment.
And it never, ever comes. And that's exactly what we're going to fix today. Hi, everyone. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo. Welcome to Perspective Peak. Today, we're breaking one of the biggest traps in life, waiting for the perfect time. We'll show you why it never comes and exactly how to start now, even when you don't feel ready.
And this matters so much for English learners because so many of us are waiting until we're good enough to speak, waiting until we have more time to practice, and that waiting can quietly cost us years. This is exactly what Perspective Peak is here for, growing your habits and your English together.
And don't worry about the English today, friends. This is friendly B1 level. Clear sentences, simple words spoken at a comfortable speed. Every time we use a stronger word, we'll stop and explain it right away. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be here. So let's start at the very beginning, Mia. When we say the perfect time, what does that really mean? Because it sounds like a real thing, like a train that's coming. Is it?
Great question. And here's my favorite way to think about it. Imagine you want to drive across your city and you say to yourself, I'll leave home the moment all the traffic lights between here and there turn green at the same time. So you stand at your window, watching, waiting for that perfect green road.
You'd be standing at that window forever. The lights never all turn green at once.
Never. That's the whole point. The lights turn green one by one as you drive. You pull out of your street and the next light turns green. You keep moving and the one after that turns green. The perfect green road doesn't exist before you leave. It appears while you travel. And life is exactly like that. The perfect time is a green road that only appears once you've already started moving.
Oh, so we're all standing at the window waiting for a road that only shows up after we leave the house.
Exactly. And here's the key idea for today, and it's so freeing. Readiness is not something you feel before you start. Readiness is something you build by starting. So today, we're going to learn how to step away from that window and pull out of the street, even when the road ahead still looks a little red.
Beautiful. Okay, let me come back to that guitar I mentioned at the start, because it taught me this the hard way. The when things calm down trap.
Ooh, when things calm down. I think a lot of people live there.
So there it was, my cheap guitar, sitting in the corner of my room. And every time I looked at it, I said the same thing. I'll start practicing properly when life calms down a little. After this busy month at work. After the holidays, when things settle. And it sat there, Mia, for 2 years. 2 years of dust.
2 years? And life never calmed down, did it?
Never. That's the thing I finally understood. There was no calm month coming. There was always something, a busy week, a tired weekend, a small problem. I was waiting for a quiet, perfect season of life that was never, ever going to arrive. And here's the science behind it. Researchers have found that when you say, I'll do it later, your brain gets an instant little reward, a feeling of relief. The stressful task floats away into the future, And right now, in this moment, you feel calm again.
Wait, so saying later actually feels good in the moment?
That's the trap. Later is like a tiny painkiller for your stress. The scary task, practicing, starting, trying, creates a little knot of stress in your stomach. And the second you say, "I'll do it when things calm down," that knot loosens. Relief. So your brain learns, saying later feels nice. Let's do that again, and again, and again, until 2 years go by and your guitar is a dusty decoration.
Oh, so the perfect time isn't really a plan at all. It's just your brain calming itself down.
Exactly. It feels like wise, careful planning. I'm waiting for the right moment. But really, it's just a quick escape from a little stress. And you know what finally woke me up? One day, I picked up that dusty guitar just to move it, and I realized the strings had gone old and dead from never being played. And I thought, that's not just the guitar. That's the dream itself, sitting in a corner, slowly going quiet because I kept waiting for a perfect day that was never coming.
Ah, that's a powerful moment. The dream gathering dust right next to you.
It really hit me. And the lesson is this: the calm, perfect time you're waiting for is a story your stressed brain tells you so it can relax today. So for our learners, if you're waiting for the perfect, calm week to start practicing English, please hear me. That week is not coming. The only week you have is this one. Start in the storm.
Start in the storm. Ooh, I love that. Okay, my turn. And my story is about a different version of the same trap. Waiting to feel motivated.
Ooh, this is a big one. Tell me.
So, I always wanted to be a morning exercise person. You know, the kind who wakes up and goes for a run and feels amazing. And for the longest time, my rule was I'll exercise when I feel motivated, when I wake up with energy and really want to. So every morning, I'd lie in bed and check my feelings, like checking the weather. Do I feel motivated today? No. Okay, tomorrow then.
Checking your motivation like a weather forecast. Cloudy with no chance of exercise.
Exactly. And guess what? The motivation almost never came. I waited for a feeling that just wasn't showing up. Months went by, and I ran maybe 3 times. And then I learned something that completely flipped my thinking. The science here is about something called behavioral activation. Don't worry about the big name. Here's the simple version. We all think the order is first you feel motivated, then you take action. Motivation, then movement. But researchers found it's actually the opposite. Most of the time, action comes first, and the motivation follows after you've already started.
Wait, really? So the feeling comes after the doing, not before?
Yes, think about it. Have you ever really not wanted to do something, but you forced yourself to start, and then 5 minutes in, you actually felt good and wanted to keep going?
All the time, washing the dishes. I hate starting, but once my hands are in the warm water, it's fine. Sometimes I even enjoy it.
That's behavioral activation in real life. The body moves first and the good feeling catches up. And here's what changed everything for me. I made one tiny rule. I stopped asking, do I feel like running today? Instead, I just put on my running shoes and walked to the front door. That's it. No promise to run, just shoes and the door. And you know what? Almost every time, once the shoes were on and I was standing at the door, going outside felt easy. The hard part was never the running, it was the deciding.
So you tricked the feeling by moving before it could say no.
Exactly. The motion came first, and the motivation arrived a minute later saying, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. So waiting to feel motivated before you start is like standing in a cold room waiting to feel warm before you put on a jacket. You have to put the jacket on first, then the warmth comes. The lesson is, don't wait to feel ready or motivated. That feeling is on the other side of starting, not this side. Move your body first and let the motivation chase you. And for English, don't wait until you feel like studying. Open the app, press play, say one sentence. The wanting will catch up.
So good. And you know what? Quick pause because I want to tell everyone where we're going. Because so far we've talked about waiting for calm and waiting for motivation. But in a few minutes, I'm going to share the sneakiest version of all, a trap that feels incredibly productive, that looks like hard work, but is actually just hiding. So stay with us because almost everyone does this one without realizing it.
Ooh, the productive-looking trap. I know exactly which one you mean, and yes, everyone does it. But first, let's talk about something we all do, overthinking the right moment.
Go on.
So here's a small, everyday scenario. Imagine you want to send a message to someone, maybe a friend you haven't spoken to in a long time, and you think, I'll message them at the right moment. Not now, they're probably busy. Not tonight, it's late. Not the weekend, that's family time. And you keep searching for the perfect window to send 3 simple words. Hey, thinking of you.
And the perfect window never opens, so you send nothing.
Nothing for months sometimes. And the science here is interesting. Our brains are very good at finding reasons to wait because waiting feels safe. If I send the message now and they don't reply, that's a small risk, a small possible pain. But if I wait for the perfect time, I never feel that risk. So waiting protects me from a tiny fear, but it also protects me from the connection I actually want. The lesson is, there is no perfect moment to send the message, make the call, or start the thing. The perfect moment is a polite excuse your brain uses to avoid a small risk. So send the message now, a little imperfectly. Now is the only moment that actually exists.
Now is the only moment that actually exists. Writing that one down. Okay, now my sneaky trap. The perfect plan that never starts.
Yes, the productive-looking one. Tell them.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I decided I wanted to start a small vegetable garden. Simple, right? But here's what I did. I bought 3 books about gardening. I watched maybe 20 hours of videos. I made a beautiful, color-coded plan of where every plant would go. I made a shopping list, then a better shopping list. I researched soil for a whole weekend.
And how many vegetables did you actually grow, Leo?
0. Not 1. Because after 3 months of preparing, I was exhausted and the season had passed. I never put a single seed in the ground.
3 months of planning and 0 seeds?
And here's the science, and this is the sneaky part. Planning gives your brain a little reward, a small hit of dopamine, that good job chemical, without any real risk. When I made my perfect garden plan, my brain felt productive. It felt like progress. But I never had to face the scary part, actually planting something that might fail. So planning became a comfortable hiding place that looked like work. Researchers sometimes call this productive procrastination, being very busy with the easy, safe parts to avoid the hard, scary part.
So your brain tricked you into feeling busy so you didn't have to take the real risk.
Exactly. Planning felt like driving, but I was just revving the engine in the garage. The lesson is, at some point, planning becomes hiding. A small, messy start teaches you more than a perfect plan ever will. 1 real seed in the ground beats 100 pages of perfect notes. And for our learners, you don't need the perfect textbook, the perfect app, the perfect study schedule before you begin. You need to speak 1 sentence today. Plant the seed. The plan can grow later.
So good. And honestly, that connects to my last scenario, which is the one closest to our hearts here. Waiting until you're good enough to speak English.
This one is so real for so many people.
So let me tell you about a learner I'll call Anna. Anna studied English for years. She watched videos, she knew so much grammar, she had a big vocabulary in her head, but she would not speak, Not a word if she could avoid it. And whenever someone said, Anna, just try, just talk, she said, not yet, I'm not ready. When my English is better, when I won't make mistakes, then I'll speak.
Waiting to be perfect before she'd even start.
Exactly. And here's the painful science. Our brains have something called loss aversion. Let me explain it simply. It means the pain of losing or failing feels much bigger to us than the joy of winning feels good. A mistake while speaking, a wrong word, a red face, a moment of embarrassment feels huge and scary to the brain. So to avoid that small, short pain, Anna stayed silent. But staying silent had a much bigger cost. She never improved at the one thing she wanted most.
So the fear of one small mistake kept her from the whole dream.
Yes, and the saddest part? The learners who spoke from day one, making tons of mistakes, sounding bad, they passed Anna within a year. They were worse than her on paper, but they were speaking, and speaking made them grow. Anna knew more, but she stayed frozen at the edge, watching others jump in. Her knowledge was bigger, but her courage was waiting for a perfect day that never came.
So the ones who started messy actually overtook the one who waited to be ready.
Every time. And here's the beautiful truth I told her. You do not get ready to speak and then speak. You get ready by speaking. Fluency is not a ticket you earn before you're allowed on the bus. Fluency is the bus ride itself. Bumpy, imperfect, full of small mistakes, and that's exactly how it's supposed to feel. The lesson is, you will never feel ready enough, because ready is built by doing the scary thing badly again and again until one day it's not scary. So speak today. Speak imperfectly. Speak with mistakes. That is the path. There is no other one.
That gave me chills, Mia. Okay, let's turn all of this into something people can actually use. Our step-by-step action plan.
Yes, 4 simple steps to stop waiting and start now. Leo, take us through step 1.
Step 1. Name the real feeling underneath later. Here's what to do. The next time you catch yourself saying, I'll do it when the time is right, stop and ask, wait, am I actually waiting for a better time, or am I just a little scared or stressed right now? Why does this work? Because as we learned, later is usually your brain escaping a small stress, not making a real plan. When you name the real feeling, I'm nervous, I'm tired, I'm scared to fail, you can see the trap clearly instead of believing the story. For example, instead of I'll start English when I have more time, try I'm avoiding this because speaking scares me a little. A common mistake is believing your own later without questioning it. Don't take it at face value. Look underneath.
So honest. Step 2, shrink the first step until it's almost silly. Here's what to do. Take whatever you're waiting to start and make the first action so tiny it feels too small to refuse. Not learn English, but say one sentence out loud. Not go to the gym, but put on my running shoes. Why does this work? Because the perfect time trap grows when the task feels big and scary. A huge task needs the perfect moment, but a tiny task, you can do that right now, in any moment, perfect or not. For example, don't plan to write a book, just write one ugly sentence today. A common mistake is making your first step too big and heroic, so your brain decides it needs perfect conditions. Shrink it until no perfect time is required.
I love that. Make the step so small it needs no perfect moment. Step 3?
Step 3. Act first and let the motivation catch up. Here's what to do. Flip the order you've believed your whole life. Don't wait to feel ready. Move your body first and trust that the feeling will follow. Why does this work? Remember behavioral activation? Motivation comes after action, not before. The first 60 seconds are the hardest. After that, momentum helps you. For example, when you don't feel like studying, don't wait to feel like it. Just press play on a video and listen for 1 minute. 9 times out of 10, you'll keep going. A common mistake is checking your feelings before you start, like checking the weather. Stop checking. Just start moving and let the warmth come after the jacket is on.
So good. And that brings us to our final step, step 4. Turn someday into a real day and time. Here's what to do. Take the vague dream floating in later and give it an actual home on your calendar. Not, I'll start exercising someday, but I'll walk for 10 minutes on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Why does this work? Because someday is a place where dreams go to sleep forever. A vague wish has no power, but a specific time and date pulls the dream out of the foggy future and into your real week. For example, don't say, I'll practice English soon. Write Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m., 10 minutes, somewhere you'll see it. A common mistake is keeping your start time vague and trusting yourself to find a moment. You won't find a moment, you have to make one on purpose with a real number on a real day.
4 steps. Name the real feeling, shrink the first step, act before you feel ready, and give someday a real date. That's a complete system, Leo.
It really is. And notice, none of it asks you to be braver or more perfect. It just asks you to start small, today, in imperfect conditions, because that's the only place anyone has ever started anything.
Beautifully said. Okay, peak performers, it's time for everyone's favorite part, the extended vocabulary corner. 5 powerful words from today, with examples from both of us. Leo, word 1.
Let's do it. Word number 1, hesitate. To hesitate means to pause before doing something because you feel unsure or a little afraid. Mia, give us an example.
Sure. I hesitated for a moment before raising my hand, but then I asked my question.
And mine? Don't hesitate too long or the chance might pass you by.
Great word. Word number 2, momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps something moving once it has already started, like a ball rolling down a hill, getting faster on its own.
My example, after I studied for 3 days in a row, I had real momentum and didn't want to stop.
And mine, the hardest part is starting. Once you have momentum, everything feels easier.
So true. Word number 3, opportunity. An opportunity is a chance to do something good, a window that opens, but often only for a while.
My example, speaking with a native speaker was a great opportunity to practice.
In mine, every day is an opportunity to take one small step forward.
Lovely. Word number 4, a useful one, imperfect. Imperfect simply means not perfect, having small mistakes or flaws. And today's whole message is that imperfect action beats perfect waiting.
My example, my first attempt was imperfect, but it taught me so much.
In mine, an imperfect start is still a start, and that's what matters.
And word number 5, a wonderful B2 idiom, to take the plunge. To take the plunge means to finally do something difficult or scary that you've been hesitating about, like jumping into cold water instead of standing at the edge.
My example, after months of thinking about it, I finally took the plunge and joined the speaking class.
In mine, stop waiting for the perfect time, take the plunge, and figure out the rest as you go.
5 powerful words: hesitate, momentum, opportunity, imperfect, and take the plunge. Use even one this week, and it's yours forever.
And here's a little challenge that's also practice. Try describing your own perfect time trap out loud in English using today's words. I keep hesitating because I want the perfect moment, but I'm going to take the plunge and start now. See? You just practiced English and your action plan at the same time.
That's the whole perspective peak magic. Grow the mind and the English together.
So, here's the big lesson of today, friends. The perfect time is a green road that only appears once you've already started driving. Readiness, motivation, and calm don't come before you begin. They're built by beginning, imperfectly, today. Waiting feels safe, but it quietly costs you the very things you want most.
And please be patient and gentle with yourself. You don't have to start big, and you don't have to start perfectly. You just have to start small, right where you are in this imperfect, ordinary, completely good enough moment. One tiny step this week is enough. We are so proud of you for showing up.
And tell us in the comments, what is one thing you've been waiting for the perfect time to start? And what tiny, imperfect first step could you take today instead? We can't wait to read every single one and reply to you.
Subscribe, hit the bell, and start thinking deeper while you see higher. Keep learning, keep growing.
See you next week on Perspective Peak.
Perspective peak, yeah, we set the pace. Moving to the top, we win the race. We win the race. Perspective peak, start thinking deeper while you see higher.